Alright, we have exclusive information on the club's plans on sorting out the contract situation with Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah. Exclusive news. Let's have a look. Well, it's an article by Jamie Brown for TBR based on information by Graham Bailey, the chief correspondent. So it is about as exclusive and reliable as you can not get. Yeah, great. Absolutely wonderful. Let's break down this nonsense anyway. So they say here, TBR Football understands we're going to use the break to hammer out terms with both players because the club didn't foresee the scenario where the big three out of contract players would go. But that's where it's going because at the moment neither have signed. And we have news in here. Trent Alexander-Arnold looks set for a move to Real Madrid. Okay. Tell me something so far that I didn't know. Hold on. Just one moment. Breaking news on the Trent to Real Madrid news. Hold on. Exclusive. Water is wet. As you can probably tell, yeah, we know. Right. Don't repeat stuff that's been repeated probably dozens, hundreds of times in articles for months. We know. We're not stupid. What did they say here? Liverpool starting work on possible replacements including Jeremy Frimpong. I understand the links. I see why he would be linked. I just don't see it's a reliable piece of information. But I will look more into that actually, because I've seen that name a couple of times in the past couple of days. Now what else did they say? The Mo's and Virgil's situations have caused alarm to Liverpool. Yeah, I'm sure Hughes and Edwards are stressed because look, we know roughly what they're on. We know of supposed Saudi links. It's been reported multiple times. But Mo wants to stay in Europe. Which European club has come in and tried to sign him? Hasn't been one. Who's come in to try and sign Virgil van Dijk? Hasn't been anybody. So if nobody comes in, yes, the time is running out and they will go free, but there's no pressure. The club know they can play the waiting game. And the players know that if they pursue it, they can possibly get the demands that they want. And I think that's why we might be sort of at a stalemate. Do you know the scenario of what's the thing? Unstoppable force against an immovable object. That type of analogy. Neither are budging. But let's go back to the article. Lines of communication remain fairly open between all sides. And here's my least popular phrase of the week. Sources have told. So I could email Graham Bailey and say, "Mo signing a 4-year deal on 400k a week." And if he decided to be daft enough to run with that story, I'd be a source. Where is this coming from? I'm going to quickly check Twitter, and I'm going to quickly check Paul Joyce. Now, Paul Joyce has quoted something from the Times yesterday from Virgil van Dijk. Only a liar could say whether I'll stay at Liverpool. So, that is the truth. Virgil van Dijk doesn't know. So lines of communication may remain firmly open, but the headline over Virgil's contract is what I've just said there. No mention of what Virgil has said so far. Both players are open to the idea of remaining at Anfield under Arne Slot. What we've seen, in fact, I put a post up the other day with the reaction of Mo with the penalty. He was visibly upset. Now you could take that as it's his last Champions League game for Liverpool, or you could take it as he knows they're out of the Champions League and it seriously harms his chances of getting the Ballon d'Or. We also saw the chat with Virgil van Dijk and people higher up in the PSG ranks. Apparently there's a story come out today, and I don't know how true this is, but it would fit. Apparently he's apologised for what he said last week. Now, I don't know if you saw, but PSG were upset over the penalty claims and the possible red card for Konate. And Virgil basically said it's not League One, referring to the French league. So he's apparently apologised for saying that. Truth? Don't know. But it would make sort of sense. So what else are they here? TBR Football understands the main issues with both players' camp are that the offers that have been put to them by Liverpool are simply not what they were expecting or hoping for. Now, we've heard rumours that Liverpool offered less for Mo per week. You gotta think he's... How old would he be at the start of next season? He would be 33. Turns 33 in June. So, would you want to be offering him more? That doesn't make sense for the club. Because you don't know if he's going to have a drop off. Eventually he's going to need replaced. We wouldn't be tying him down for a 5-year deal, for example. That would be stupid. I wouldn't be tying him down for a 2 or 3 year deal at 400k a week. I think that's stupid. As for Virgil van Dijk, I don't know. Let's say the fresh talks are due to take place over the coming weeks, and the Merseyside club are hopeful of an agreement being reached. Well, of course they're hopeful. Again, apologies for the noise in the background. They always say, don't work with children or animals. Maybe don't record videos with animals present. Fortunately, I can't do much about that. And off they go. So, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted? Talks are going to take place over the coming weeks, and Liverpool are hopeful for an agreement. Well, of course they're hopeful. They don't want to let them go. They do mention briefly in this article Trent. They said he's already made his mind up about a move to Real Madrid, and the Anfield hierarchy are aware of his situation. To be honest, I kind of believe that. I think it's going to be a case of how they handled the Kylian Mbappe thing. But they've put that in a hyperlink, so have a look at that. And what's that say? This was from January, and they couldn't exclusively reveal that Trent is ready to confirm he'll be joining Real Madrid in 2025. So TBR can exclusively reveal that before, say, Paul Joyce or Ornstein? No, rubbish. And what else have they got here? Publicly, the club's record-breaking offer remains on the table. Or is this the thing where they supposedly offered them 300k or something? Oh, this is from September. Is it? No, November. I mentioned the Villa win. That doesn't mention what the offer is there. But they do close with it, but privately they have long accepted that he's heading to Spain this summer. And to be honest, I think that would be the case for most fans. I was pretty much convinced months ago, personally. I think it's just a case of when, not if, it gets confirmed and announced. But we will have to see on when they do it. I think it'll be when it suits Real Madrid and it won't affect Liverpool's season. That's when I think it'll be. Though I can imagine it would make sense to do it after the game against Crystal Palace in the end of May. Because if we win the league, that would be the day the trophy's presented. And it wouldn't be right to overshadow the trophy presentation with that, or tarnish a trophy presentation with that, whichever way you look at it. Maybe do it the couple of days after, or after a parade. And then, but they want him potentially for that club World Cup thing in middle of June, so they would probably have to do something end of May. But if if you were going to ask me to put a bet on whether he stays or goes, my money's going on him going. I think it's going to be really hard for him to stay. I think he's made his mind up. Unless a deal hasn't been signed, it's just a verbal agreement, and Real Madrid pull out. I think that's the only way it's stopped. But we'll see. I know they have. They've got players back next summer, so it's going to be from injuries. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays or how much he plays. But okay, thank you very much.